Have recently developed a new kind of software. This should be the first Chinese version, Rasch-based test item analysis and test equating software system. So this is the most updated development in China in terms of Rasch model studies. And this software actually has two versions. We have both Chinese and English versions. And today we just want to tell our friends, our counterparts, we have a Chinese version. And so our presentation falls into three parts. In the first part, I give a very brief introduction to the research background. And then our computer engineer will demonstrate the software. And we have limited time, so we only demonstrate the whole process of conducting test equating using the parallel test. If we have time, we have question and answers. Now, let's come to research background. Of all the objective measurement approaches that are at the disposal of researchers and practitioners over the past century, Rasch model is the most versatile, powerful, and feasible. However, in China, such a versatile, powerful, and feasible approach is mostly confined within a small professional group of language testing, the understanding, the dissemination, and the beauty of which are never fully experienced or shared by a majority of other Chinese-speaking researchers or teachers whose majors are not in English. Furthermore, up to present, GTest is the only program written in BASIC and run in DOS with small data metrics. This has been the real status quo ever since the 10-year matriculation English test equating project was implemented in China. Personally, I was one of the team members. So one thing worth mentioning is that when we conducted the 10-year MET equating project, we used GTest, Bilog, and Pascal, three kinds of software, to compare the resulting data at the same time. Later, we found out that the results generated by GTest turned out to be highly correlated with the parameters obtained by Bilog, both Bilog and Pascal. Therefore, in the following years, we use GTest only. So in other words, GTest has played a very significant role in the 10-year MET equating project in China. So I want to briefly review the data. So this is the three curves generated by GTest, Bilog, and Pascal, indicating item difficulties based on the same data. So we can see very clearly that the Bilog and the Pascal are actually overlapping. You see, so GTest are a little bit different, but highly correlated with the other two, parameter generated. Okay. So motivated by this, our presenters first met in 2019 to discuss the possibility of updating GTest to meet the ongoing rapid development with an emphasis on further promoting the use of Rasch model online so as to be well geared with international practice. And what is more, to tell all the Chinese-speaking researchers, teachers who are non-English major, let them to get benefit. So the past 3 years witnessed our achievement. We have successfully developed the Chinese version of Rasch model. So we call it Rasch Guangzhou. And this is actually the first Chinese version. And with the advent of internet age, high requirements are needed. So this is why GTest has been totally updated and developed. So for more details, I want our audience, our friends and colleagues, to visit this web page. You can get all the details. Now let's have some comparison. So this is the old version. So in DOS, written in BASIC and with small data metrics and key operating and results in text. And we cannot do plotting and cannot have any online technical support. So this is the new Rasch-Guangzhou. So everything is updated. So we can also have offer online technical support. And so we have both Chinese and English. So you can select languages. And we have data plotting. So have the beautiful curve as the other software has. And the student version of Guangzhou, Rasch-Guangzhou, has been distributed in some of the campus of universities in China. And so if anyone needs such a student version, just give us an email or WeChat, we can send to you. It's free of charge. So that's some details about the functions of Rasch-Guangzhou. I actually have two parts. Item analysis and test equating. So we're saying that test equating we use for the Rasch-Guangzhou is the concept of we're discussing here is actually refers to the link of test forms through common items, so that scores derived from the test, which were administered separately to different test takers on different occasions, after conversion will be comparable on the same scale. So for details, you can see some more details, some books and information online, and you'll know more about test equating. So in 2019, one of my students did a comparison with GTest and WinSteps. Here, WinSteps is also Rasch-based. So she used the same group of data. The results can be seen in curves below, very highly correlated. So that's 2019. And this year, our computer engineer used GTest and Rasch-Guangzhou, means after the Rasch-Guangzhou was completed. We process the same data. So the results is 100% overlapping. So we are very confident that Rasch-Guangzhou is reliable. And also apart from it, we also successfully solved some other problems. And also we can have some flexible, say, we can offer some flexible functions. For example, we can choose the number of link items as we like, and before conducting equating. And we can do chi-square test before equating, and also plotting is available. To say why Rasch model or test equating means why, because the Rasch model sometimes I think some people do not know our Rasch model, or we have some disputes. So personally, I think say Rasch model is one simple yet old model for conducting assessment research. And recently, last year, when we have our prompts, 2021, and Professor Stephen Stemler gave us keynotes, and his title is Better Measurement and Fewer Parameters. So the true value of Rasch model over IIT. And for details, you can visit this web page, so you will know more about Rasch model. And also recently, and Dr. Bambang, I think from University of Malaysia, and he sent us a research paper. And this paper published at Science Direct, and that's the we said DOI, the link. So according to this, the title is the inconsistency of Rasch measurement, a critical comparison between Rasch model, Rasch measurement in psychology. And at the end of the paper, the author said, based on the discovery of ratio or interval measurement, the scientific community can demand that psychology is no longer to be excluded from being awarded Nobel Prize. So this also concerning Rasch model, we are sort of excited because this would cause the global attention within Russia community. And then why we want to attach great importance to test equating in China? Because in China, we have a lot of examinations, you see, all kinds of examinations at different levels and different sectors. And we have MET, CET, and we have TEM, and we have practical, and we have all kinds of examinations for job promotion. So that's why I should say test equating is very important in China, because all tests here presented here are high-stake tests. So. Okay, now I think so. We'll give time for computer engineer to demonstrate the software.
下面由我来给大家演示 Rasch 广州的专业版的使用。
Let's demonstrate.
点击图标，然后打开 Rasch 广州的登录。
Now we enter the Rasch Guangzhou system. We log in.
然后输入用户名和密码之后，点击登录即可进入系统。
That's the worksheet.
系统大概分为这样3个部分，一个是数据编辑部分，第2个是分析报告，第3个是试题等值。在这里，我们着重给大家演示一下试题等值的情况。
We only demonstrate test equating.
这里我们给大家准备了2份演示用的数据，一份是第1份，看这个数据有100个考生，100考生80个那个测试项。
And data matrix is 80 items times 100 subjects.
第2套测试题也是相同的，测试人数和测试项。
Yes, these 2 tests are the same metrics.
首先，我们把这2套等值的试题先做一个 Rasch model 的数据分析。
We first do the Rasch analysis.
产生对应的试题难度值。
Then we got the item difficulties.
选择试题，然后点击需要生成的数据的选项，点击按钮就可以生成了。
Then we just press button, so we got everything. Item difficulties and equated test items means calibrated and equated test items.
屏幕上显示的就是
very simple. The only difference is that Chinese language is displayed, means it's displayed. So it'll be easy for Chinese students or Chinese researchers to understand everything. And also in the test reports, we have both Chinese and English version.
等产生了2套试题的试题难度值和考生的能力值之后，我们来着重看一下如何做试题的等值。在菜单上点击试题等值的按钮菜单，然后我们进入试题等值的操作界面。试题等值分为4个部分，第1个选择试题，第2个设置连接项，第3个试题做开荒校验，第4步就直接显示结果。
Okay, now for test equating, we have 4 steps. And first, we just choose the test items to be equated. Then we set the linking items, and then we do the chi-square test. And finally, we just press button and get test equating done.
好，我们来按照刚才的试题来选择。刚才第1套试题所产生的Rasch model 的分析结果，然后我们把它选中，然后再同样选择第2套题的 Rasch model 的分析结果，然后点击连接项。在这里，我们对连接项是可以进行 调节的，这样更方便。
It's flexible. We can choose the nine numbers of link items as we like.
设置完连接项之后，然后我们点击按钮，系统将自动的对连接项进行开放校验。如图所示，在这里如果是开放校验值过大的话，系统将会自动的做出标记。
Okay, so after we set the link items, then we do chi-square test of the link items. If any of the items is not good, so it will be indicated in the file and it will automatically deleted.
下面我们再直接点击第4个按钮，等值结果，就可以查看到2套试题等值之后的试题难度。
Yes, and then we press the button, we got the equated test items. So that's the timetable, and the table for the equated test items. These can be comparable on the same scale. I mean, these test difficulties can be compared on the same scale. And you see some of the items was automatically deleted because the chi-square test cannot is not good and it's too big and the chi-square parameters, so it can be deleted automatically.
好的，以上就是 Rasch 广州的演示，以及着重的给大家介绍了试题等值的经过。
Yeah, it's very simple for test equating.
谢谢大家。
Thank you. So if we have time, we have question and answers.